You know, there's very few video games that encapsulate all the emotions a gamer can experience playing a video game. And I spent the last 2 weeks going through such emotions, playing Diablo 2 Resurrected for the very first time. And I have to say, it delivered in every aspect. This video is going to go through my ups and downs and jubilations of playing this game for the very first time. I hope you'll stick around and join me. We'll see you on the other side. Yep, I got myself into some mess. You guys saw the thumbnail. This is how I'm playing Resurrected. I don't know anything about this game. I don't even know where to begin. I thought it'd be hypocritical for a guy that all he does is talk about Diablo every day. And how could you have not played the OG? And that's how my journey in Diablo 2 Resurrected began. Prior to streaming and starting playing Diablo 2 Resurrected that evening, I had done approximately 20 to 30 minutes of research. The only research I'd done on Diablo 2 Resurrected was mainly focused on what class to play. After all, if I was going to do this, I wanted to play a class that suited my playstyle. And I selected the javazon as my character to play. That's all the research I had done. And I went into Diablo 2 Resurrected only with that knowledge, nothing else. I had no idea what I was in store for. The other thing, prior to going into playing Diablo 2 Resurrected, my intent was, I thought I'm going to play Diablo 2 Resurrected. I talk about Diablo in 99.9% of my content on YouTube. And like I said in other videos and in this video, that I felt hypocritical of me to not have played Diablo 2 Resurrected, and as someone who talks about Diablo all the time. So I thought, you know what? I got to play it at least once. So going into this, if I'm being completely honest, my expectation was I'm going to play the game, I'm going to get it over with and get it done. This way I can say I've played Diablo 2 Resurrected, because I was getting a lot of comments in my comment section on my videos. Hey, have you played Diablo 2 Resurrected? It's a good game. But I had no idea how much fun I was going to have with this game and the impact it was going to have on me. So here's me starting off with selecting my character. Now, I thought the javazon was a sork, only to find out it was an Amazon. That's where my first was like, what? I thought a javazon was a sork. It ended up being an Amazon, which is a class I didn't even know existed in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, I don't believe when I was streaming this, I actually revealed that in the stream. I don't remember. However, that was the first, okay, I really don't know what I'm doing. But even in my chat, they said, Sam, a javazon is not a sork, it's an Amazon. So I started off with a little kerfuffle right off the beginning, and you can see me there kind of laughing it off when I, because immediately when I started streaming Diablo 2 Resurrected, I got a pretty nice following with my live streams every evening, and that's what it enhanced my experience even more. Like, the interaction with the Diablo 2 Resurrected community was so nice and so welcoming. It was unbelievable. Another thing that I very quickly had to navigate was just the general dynamics of the hotbar, the user interface of Diablo 2 Resurrected, understanding, and you can see there I'm checking, okay, what does the quest entail? So I would say the very first hour or so of me playing Diablo 2 Resurrected was a lot of time spent on understanding the navigation, the map, the quests, putting stuff in and out of the hotbar. And at this point, I still hadn't understood how the skills worked in conjunction with the UI. So I have to say, I really, really started slow with just navigating the user interface and the quests and the mini map and just the navigation of the game. Something that also, and actually, I've completed the game, but what was very glaring and an issue for me was understanding the immense loot that drops in this game and what is loot that I should be keeping and useful, and what loot is garbage and shouldn't be wasting my time on. Now, I have to admit, I have grown in that subject. Like, I have a better understanding now of the loot system and how it works. But even to this day, after have completed Diablo 2 Resurrected for the first time, I still need to enhance that skill to better understand what loot I should be picking up and what loot I shouldn't be picking up. And I have to say, it did prolong my time through this game because I was wasting so much time looking at everything, and checking, picking up the loot, as you can see here, and looking at each one and seeing, okay, what do I keep? What don't I keep? And actually, as you can see here in the beginning, I'm picking up stuff, keeping it in my inventory, which is occupying space in my inventory, which as you progress and there's more and more loot, your inventory gets full and it restricts you from picking up stuff. Anyway, that whole vicious cycle is something that I gradually learned as I was progressing through the game. So, day one, I played for approximately 6.5 hours. I think that's how long my stream was. I was able to complete Act 1. Here is me just right before the boss fight in Act 1, just prior to me getting there. And I said it on stream, and hopefully we'll get to the part here where I kill the boss in Act 1. It's just me prepping, and as you can see, being the noob that I am, I'm fully stocked with potions just to have backup for health and mana. And I have to say, it was 6.5 hours to complete Act 1, which we were able to do in the first day of playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, I know this can be done a lot quicker, but I do want to preface this for the rest of the video, and that is, this was my very first playthrough, so I did not want to rush through all the acts and playing it for the very first time. I kind of wanted to enjoy it, so I was in no rush to complete this game. I wanted to really enjoy every aspect of it. And plus, I wanted to learn as much as I could. So as you can see behind me, I'm prepping, making sure I have all the right skills, making sure my hotbar is full of health and mana potions. And again, I don't even remember at this point if I knew all the shortcuts of, equipping the hotbar with the shift click and all that kind of stuff. Like, these are things I learned eventually, not too far down the road. But anyway, I'm progressing very nicely, and the first day was 6.5 hours. And I have to say, and I said it that night when I looked at the time of the stream, that it was 6.5 hours already. And I was like, wow, it feels like I've only been playing for like an hour. That's how much fun I was having in this game, and it totally sucked me in. The music in this game is just unbelievable. But anyway, I'm gonna cut out my cam here, and we're gonna listen to me killing my very first boss and finishing Act 1 on day 1. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. No. Run, run. Oh shit. Suck it.
This maiden shall inflict no more anguish.
What a horrible display right there. But anyway, that was my very first boss fight in Act 1. And as you can see, I was nowhere near where I needed to be as far as like even just quickly transferring all the all the health potions over to the hotbar. Instead, I was consuming them in my inventory. Like, wow, unbelievable. But the javazon is a boss killer. I found that out as I progressed through the game. And if I was equipping everything properly and gearing up properly, if I got to the boss, I really didn't struggle with any of the bosses. But anyway, I wanted to share the very first boss fight in Act 1, which was a pure joy. It was a super struggle boss. I made it a lot harder than it should have been, but I just wanted to have this documented on this video. But it pure joy. You know, I also want to share with everybody how long it took me to play Diablo 2 Resurrected. And I went into my live video playlist on my YouTube channel. And as you can see here, I started 2 weeks ago, but this was my first video. And I streamed every second of my gameplay through my first playthrough of Diablo 2 Resurrected. Because number one, I wanted to share it with my community, but also I wanted to have the video series on my YouTube channel just so I can go back and watch it one day and get some nostalgia. But as you can see, I basically spent 5 days in normal mode, and it was what, 6, 9, 10, 16, 18. It looks like approximately 18 hours to complete normal. And again, you have to understand there's a lot of time wasted with me. Number one, having issues with finding waypoints, which was consistent throughout my whole playthrough. Not knowing where to go and where the waypoints were was very frustrating for a first timer. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Chat always, making fun of me of, hey, you missed a waypoint, you missed a waypoint. And you know what? There's waypoints that I never went back to get, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was normal. And then I spent, it looks like, we spent what, four streams in nightmare mode, and a total of 18 hours in nightmare. And we didn't really do that much farming for gear yet. It's when I got into hell mode where I literally spent the first stream, we spent a lot of time farming for gear, because chat was like on me. Okay, farm for gear right now. You gotta, your mercenary is too weak. That's why my mercenary was dying all the time. So we needed to get him up and stronger. So 18 hours in normal, 18 hours in nightmare, and it looks like I spent 10, 20, 29 hours of gameplay in hell mode, where, like I said, I spent a good, I would say, 5 to 7 hours of that on grinding and farming. So we did cows, we did terror zones, etc., right? And I have to say, every aspect of this game provided so much fun and thrills and excitement. And I said this throughout the journey of me playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. The music in this game is off the charts. It's so enjoyable. So enjoyable. Okay, we're in nightmare mode. I'm just about to fight Baal in nightmare. And as you can see already, I'm a lot more dangerous with my skills now, having Light Fury, which is the main damage for a javazon, and I've equipped skills like Pierce, which make the lightning bolts ricochet off enemies and ricochet to other enemies. So you can, AoE is really good. The damage is amazing. I now have gotten to the point where I'm very, I'm very good with shifting potions from inventory to the hot bar. So I'm feeling very comfortable. At this point, my mercenary is also a lot tougher, although he was still dying. But to be honest with you, when I got to the boss fights, I don't think he was ever there with me. If he was, he didn't last that long. And to be honest, when it got to the boss fights, I really did want to fight them on my own. But let me just skip to the fight. And the other thing I got very efficient at doing was, and this was thank you to chat, was always having a portal open at the beginning of these fights, just in case I died. And I could get back and get my gear. I didn't learn until I got to hell mode when you're fighting Baal. You know how he stands at the top of the steps prior to the portal and actually fighting Baal. So this is me in nightmare fighting Baal again. And I thought for every spawn, see how I'm going up the steps and going back down, because I thought you needed to go there in order to spawn the next wave of monsters. I didn't find out until hell that no, you don't have to go up to the steps to get the next wave of monsters to spawn. It naturally happens on its own. So, but in nightmare mode, I was going up. After I killed the wave of monsters, I would go back up thinking, okay, I need to go near Baal and then run away quickly to spawn the next wave of monsters. But I didn't learn that until hell mode. But anyway, it was so much fun fighting. This fight is a really, really good fight. And like I said, the javazon has a really good AoE clearance. And combining that with also the fact that it has so much damage, yeah, with bosses is it's a lethal weapon. The only issue I found with the Javazon is because its main damage is lightning. Obviously, Act 3 in Hell mode was a nightmare, and we're going to get into that later on. But this is just prior to going in and fighting Baal, and I'm going to quickly just shuffle to the Baal fight. I go, I dump all my stuff, I repair my equipment, you know, all that kind of stuff. And let's get to the Baal fight. Here we go. And you guys can watch it.
Not enough mana.
My brothers will not have died in vain.
What the fuzz is this? Holy shit.
My work here is truly done.
Fuck me, man. What a fight. And this reveals things that still I hadn't picked up on. Number one, not realizing that he sends out decoys. So you think you're damaging him, but you're not. They're just decoys. I hadn't picked up on that yet. And that was my second time fighting him. Didn't realize it until, again, hell. Number two, you see that I was also didn't pick up on the fact that Lightning Fury doesn't really do a lot of damage on bosses, and my charge strike is what I needed to rely on. And you saw there that I was throwing out Lightning Fury, trying to damage him. I also was trying to get the other enemies around him AoEing that area, but like, if I'm being completely honest, I was relying on Lightning Fury to do damage when meanwhile Charge Strike is my main one-on-one boss damage. That's what did the most. And as you can see, that's what just melted his health bar there at the end. But on a positive note, you can see that by the time I got to Nightmare, the transferring of items, which is very basic skill, from my inventory to the shift click, that I had it in spades and down packed. But again, what a beautiful fight. It was so enjoyable. But this is me completing Nightmare mode. Now I want to show you the gear that I had when I was in hell, and this is going to very quickly go through it here. I'm going to try to stop it on time, but I was getting a lot of questions about what gear I had. Now, by this time, my mercenary had infinity, which helped with my mana regen a lot and his survivability a lot. I also did some ruin worlds with my gear. I traded for my Titan's Revenge with some of the ruins that I had. So I was able to gear up really nicely, and it really did last me a lot. I actually had a Vex rune drop. Um, a lot of people were making fun of me about streamer RNG and all this kind of stuff, but um, let's hope I get here. Let's see. So I had smoke on my armor, which gave me 50 plus, like plus 50 in all resistances. Obviously, as the one thing that I learned in this game, as you progressed through normal to nightmare to hell, your resistances were cut drastically. So every time you went into the new mode, you had to look at your resistances and deal with that appropriately. So I made a smoke armor, and that bumped up my resistances a lot. It gave me faster hit recovery as well, which is big for Javazon. We made a rhyme shield, which gave me 40% block rate, increased chance of blocking, the regeneration of mana. Again, another plus 25 to resistance. So this helped drastically. I had boots that gave me 40% faster run walk, which helped me out a lot. It gave me 100% attack rating, and it gave me a little buff on strength and dexterity. Of course, Titan's Revenge, which is the beast javelin, which gives me +2 to my skills, +2 to Amazon skill level, 30% faster run walk, enhanced damage, on and on and on. 9% life stolen hit, which is awesome. Again, +20 to strength and dex. Like, it really just amps up your damage. And I want to show you my helm. And I had the lore helm. Okay, so this gave me +1 to all my skills, and it gave me 30% lightning resist. Lightning resistance on this build is very critical. So having that lightning resist +30 helped out a lot. So overall, this gear really was allowed me to, it carried me through the majority of the game. Then we got to what I like to call Act 3 of this game, where literally everything has lightning immunity. And as a class that deals lightning damage, let's just say it's not pleasant going through this area. Act 3 in hell mode probably was the one time in this game where I wanted to uninstall the game. Just the pure onslaught of wave after wave after wave of lightning immune enemies was just really playing with my mind. It was so frustrating. And look, I'm gonna take, look at that face. I was so frustrated and I didn't know what to do. I was dying a lot. My mercenary wasn't able to keep up. I was like porting out of everything. Like, look at this face of disgust, and look at this. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm beside myself. It's just, look, I'm like, I'm gonna uninstall this effing game. Look, like, do this, do that, do that. I know you guys are trying to help me, and I'm trying to, like, you know, interact with you guys, but it like, I know I got to go back, guys. I was only in that area to grab the waypoint. So now I'm taking it out on chat because they're telling me, you know, and they were tremendously helpful through my run. But they're like, oh, you're missing a waypoint. Oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. You know, they're only trying to help me, right? But I was so pissed off with Act 3. It was driving me crazy. But I have to say, kudos, number one, for chat putting up with me. Okay. And number two, just I have to say, like the perseverance that I showed throughout this playthrough of just, you know what? If it's going to take me an hour to clear this area, it's going to take me a friggin' hour. And I tried everything. I tried going with my poison javelin, which there was some people in my chat saying, Sam, I equipped both lightning fury and poison javelin just so I can switch when there's lightning immune enemies. But I had so committed to this class the way it was and the way I was playing it that I didn't want to do it. And I got to the point where my mercenary, once I leveled him up even more, it got to the point where really, as long as I, you know, softened up everybody, my my mercenary was able to really deal with the lightning immune enemies. So the combination of the two of us fighting everybody, as long as I was able to pull small amount of enemies at a time, we were able to get through all the lightning immunity crap in Act 3. So while I was in Act 3, my lightning resistance was at 74, as seen here. My fire resistance was at 85. My poison resistance was at 25. And my cold resistance was at 38. We ended this live stream. Look at the frustration on my face. Okay, so this is, we've gotten to the point now where we have to fight Mephisto. Okay, and this is, how long was this stream? This stream was almost 5 hours, and it had taken me that whole stream to get through Act 3 and get right to the part of at the end of Act 3 to fight Mephisto. And we called it that night. And you can see the frustration on my face, just, you know, taking a breather and just realizing, oh my God, like we have spent so much time on Act 3 and I still have to fight Mephisto, number one, and number two, I have to get to him. You know, I think there's 3 levels in his chambers till you get to him. So just the weight of knowing that, look at my face. It's just, look at that. Look at how pale my face is. Just knowing that, okay, we have not even finished Act 3 yet. I still have to do the Mephisto fight and getting to him. And look how red my face is and the frustration. It's just classic. Okay, so the very next stream, obviously we start off in Chervinchal and we go through that area, and right away I beat everything right there, and I get the entrance into the Durance of Hate level. I think that's what it's called. And this is where I need to find level 2, and I think it's level 3. Now, these maulers, not only are they immune to lightning, but they pack a heavy punch. Okay, they have stun attacks. So this is what I was fearing the most. Plus, what I like to call those little, you know what, I forget what they're called, but those little maggots that run around like Usain Bolt and self-explode, and they're one-hit kills. This is what I was worried about the most, those two, and they're spread out throughout the the Durance of Hate, right? But surprisingly, on this day, we started the stream and I had the Mephisto fight left and getting to him. Surprisingly, on my very first run through of the Durance of Hate levels, I was able to get to Mephisto without dying, which was unbelievable. And I was so happy when I got there. We fucking made it. We fucking made it. And that's when I knew this was almost over. We got into the Mephisto fight arena, and now it was time to kill Mephisto. So with Portal in hand, I went back, got rid of my inventory, repaired everything, and went back knowing I was going to fight Mephisto. Now, one of my chat members said, Sam, do yourself a favor. Instead of fighting all the ads prior to Mephisto, you have a teleport staff. Teleport to the Mephisto area and circumvent fighting all those ads. And I kind of did that, but now I'm going to show you the Mephisto fight in Act 3, which was the one of the toughest acts in all of the game, especially in hell mode. So without further ado, here's the fight and how it went down.
My brothers have escaped you.
Let's fucking go!
But still, there's something not right.
That was me releasing a lot of frustration in Act 3. Look at him. I was so happy that finally I had beaten Act 3 and Mephisto. All my fears of not being able to get through this act dissipated. It was an unbelievable feeling, and that's why you saw me scream there. And to be honest with you, the Mephisto fight was really an easy fight. Like I said, my charge strike, the damage the javazon has on bosses is unbelievable. I can literally stand in front of them and just melt their health bars. So Act 3 was over and done with, and I knew Act 4, it's a short act, and Act 5 is not as long. So I knew 4 and 5 were going to not take me as long, and I knew that me completing this game for the very first time was just in my hands. And to be honest with you, we started that night, which was, let me check, it was just under, it was 5 hours and 47 minutes. We started prior to the Mephisto fight, and that night I completed the game. So I finished the Mephisto fight, I finished Act 4, and I finished Act 5 all on that last stream of mine where I completed the game for the very first time. And I'm going to show you the last couple of minutes of me finishing what I think is one of the best games ever created, Diablo 2 Resurrected. So we'll get to that next. All right, this is the Baal fight. This is me going in to the very last fight of Diablo 2 Resurrected, and in essence, me completing Diablo 2 Resurrected for the very first time. So we're going to cut to the live, sorry, not live, but we're going to cut to the stream that evening when I killed Baal in hell mode and in essence completed Diablo 2 Resurrected in my very first playthrough, obviously for the very first time. And without further ado, here's what it looked like.
My work here is truly done.
Wow. What a game. What a game, man. Unfriggin' believable. Did it, boys. Yeah. Every second of this game. Outside of Act 3. So we beat the game, and, you know, everyone knows that's played this game. This is what pops up every time you beat normal mode, hell mode, and hell mode. And it tells you congratulations on this screen. And I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to revert back again to the stream that night, because I want to capture how I felt that moment, because I want to have this chronicalized on my video. I have to say, I can't believe I'm saying this. I got very emotional that night. I didn't really show it that much, but inside I was going through a lot of emotions of having beaten this game and all the ups and downs. Like, I struggled with resistances. I struggled with what gear to put on. I struggled with my mercenaries dying, and I changed my mercenary twice. Sorry. I had 3 different mercenaries throughout my progress. Yeah, like I said, resistances was an issue. Obviously, dealing with the lightning immune enemies was tough, specifically Act 3. Act 3 aged me 10 years. It was very difficult in hell mode, Act 3, like I've stated. So to get to this point, I just want to share with you that are watching this video what was said that evening, because it's something that I will always remember. This game, in the 2 weeks that I played it, made me experience highs and lows that I haven't experienced in a video game in such a long time, and I relished it. And it's one of the reasons why I'm going to continue to play this game in the future. But anyway, let's go back to that live stream on the eve of the night that I beat Diablo 2 Resurrected for the very first time, and me coming to the realization that I had done and achieved that. Sammy Caps will henceforth be known as Matriarch Sammy Caps. Giz, past your bedtime? All right, buddy. Have a good one. Good night, bud. Yeah, everybody, Matriarch. Forget Sammy Caps. Doesn't exist. Destroyer of the D2R universe. I doubt that, Macbara. Oh my god, guys. This has been what? I think we're on 12 days. 12 days. 12 days ago, I think. 12 or 13. Around there. 11, 12, 13 days ago. I started on this adventure on this game, my very first playthrough, and I have to say, I'm trying to rethink of the last game that gave me this amount of enjoyment and ups and downs and almost rage quitting and euphoria, like all the emotion. And you guys know what I'm talking about because I think most of you have played the game. Now I have to beat the game in 8 hours. Thank you, Macbara. That's exactly it. 12 days of pure joy. This, excuse my language, this is a fucking video game. This is a video game. This is what gamers want for a game. This. Of course, depending on your genre, and I'm not saying to copy it. Well, it'd be nice to copy it. But this is an effing video game. This is what a game, customizable, itemization, like, oh, you guys know better than me. You guys have been playing it way longer. I've only played it for 12 days. And seriously, throughout this journey, I've been thinking like, holy shit, the amount of fun I'm having. When's the last time a video game gave me this, so like challenges, ups, downs, fun? I'm trying to think, like, it's been a long time for me since I've had so much fun in a game and felt challenged, and like I friggin' counted the seconds till I'd get on and stream this game because I knew it was going to be another night of amazing enjoyment. Okay, except when I was in Act 3. If I'm not lying. When I was in Act 3, I literally wanted to throw my fucking computer out the window. When I was in Act 3, I was like, I picked the wrong build. I picked the wrong build. You're such an idiot. You should have spent more than 25 minutes on researching a build before playing this game. But we chugged along, man. We chugged along. And we did it. We freaking did it. I wear this with pride. I really do. I mean that with all my heart. I'm very proud of myself that I did this. I know it's just a video game, but you know what? Like, okay, and chat, hats off to you guys, man. You guys, phew, super good, super helpful. Like, you know, I couldn't ask for a better chat to come along for this ride. And I'm a little bit sad that I can no longer say this is my first playthrough. I'm a little sad about that. And there you have it. That was me that evening when I beat Diablo 2 Resurrected for the very first time. I have to say, it was very emotional. And what I said that evening is true. I wear completing that game with a badge of honor. I struggled through Act 3 with that build. Lightning immune enemies left, right, and center. And to persevere and get through it and to beat the game, I wear it with a badge of honor. So it was very, very rewarding that night. And to share it with my community and chat, which a large part of them were with me every second, and they said it. Now I've hidden the chat bar on this video, But you would have, if I hadn't, you would have seen a lot of comments. What a journey. So it was such a rewarding playthrough, and I'm so happy I did it. I'm so happy I streamed it. And I'm just sad that I can no longer say that it's my first playthrough. But I just wanted to make this video on my very first playthrough of Diablo 2 Resurrected and the journey and what I went through. It was a lot of ups and downs, way more euphoria and excitement and fun than downs. That hands down. And I meant what I said that night. This Diablo 2 Resurrected is what a video game should encapsulate. It has everything that a video game needs in order for a gamer like myself and you to enjoy. So I hope you found this video entertaining and rewarding. I'm sure you were laughing at some of the clips and saying, "Whoa, what is Sammy doing, man? This guy doesn't know how to play." And that's true. I did struggle a lot in the beginning, middle, and end, to be quite honest with you. And you know what? I wear it with a badge of honor because that's the kind of gamer I am. I'm very transparent, and I'm not a top tier esports player with video games. I'm the average Joe, just like many of you that are watching this video. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you my journey of Diablo 2 Resurrected for the very first time. I hope you found the video fun, rewarding, and if you haven't played Diablo 2 Resurrected, maybe this video is going to encourage you to do so. And I can tell you, 9 out of 10 times, you're not going to regret that decision. I know I didn't. I started this journey with the expectation of just playing it, saying, okay, great, I finished it, and now I could tell everyone I played it and over and done with. But you know what the outcome was? The outcome was me having the time of my life in those 12, 13 days, whatever it was, and now being addicted to this game where I am going to be playing it for a while, or at least until I get bored of it. But I don't see that coming anytime soon. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And if you can find it in your heart to like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.